And Victus my kings, welcome back to the Slavicus Maximus channel, and welcome back to the Total Full of the Samurai United Kingdom playthrough slash campaign slash whatever you want to call this. And we will continue with a little bit of build up. Yes, we're gonna do a little bit of a build up episode today. Not much of a conflict, not much of a war part. This is going to be more of a little bit of a build up episode where we build up. We build another army to the south, possibly an army and a half in the southern parts of our little holding over here, and we are going to build up an army and send it on its merry way to the southern bits of the Japanese Isles that we are going to occupy. We will make our way towards the famous city of Bichu, my favorite city in the entire game. Yes, and we with that should have enough power to slowly but surely make our way across both north and south of the island, meaning we'll have a bigger capacity to conquer whatever comes across our way. We also should think about capturing the city of Mimasaka here in the middle, held by a clan whose name currently escapes my memory, but it is Tsuyama. But I think more than likely we will go for the Totori in the city of Inaba. Let's see if they have any allies, actually. Totori. They do have an ally in the... they only a trade partner. No, not trade partner, an ally in Yonago. And Yonago is right next to them, so this will be a clean sweep in the north with this army and its supporting stack. It's going to be a clean sweep in the north where we'll essentially march unopposed, or hopefully march unopposed forward. And yeah, that's going to be that. It's kind of looking like I'm not going to be able to recruit an army and a half. I'm going to be able to recruit only one army here in the south based on the money that we're getting and on the actual cost of the cost of maintaining an army. As you can see, we're not going to be probably able to maintain an army and a half, but a full stack army might be in the cards, but it's going to take a while to build up, I think. Let's see, army, yeah, it's going to probably take a while for it to build up, and I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we'll send this supporting army down south so that then together we can march on the famous city of Bichu. So we have an army and a half, sort of maintaining cohesion. Let's just send it down south to Harima, and meanwhile in Harima let's continue to build up. I think that's going to be the obvious course to take. So we're gonna take Bichu, then we go for Mimasaka, and then we're gonna go for Inaba up north. We're going to use the supporting army as an army that supports any sort of advance that it sees, and it's going to be, I think, prudent to keep it together with the army that's actually making an advance, because the main army up north is currently replenishing, so there isn't going to be any sort of major attack from them anytime soon. Yeah, so okay, eager to serve, do not enlist. We do not need any sort of general at the moment. I think actually we're not even going to be able to recruit a full stack here down in the city of Harima. It's kind of looking like it's not even going to be a full stack. Oh well, so it's gonna be maybe a half stack, maybe not half stack, but almost a full stack is mounting unrest. What terrible news that is. Harima, let's see, can we squeeze? We could probably squeeze another 2 units. Maybe it's just going to be barely a full stack. Barely a full stack is probably what we're gonna be aiming for. We're gonna make our make our finances run really thin, but it has to be done. We do not. We need to have some sort of an advancing force in the south as well. Let's see how many. 2 more. I think this army is ready to head out. I think this is just going to have to do. I do not want to sit around any longer. This army, in the meantime, in the northern army, has replenished itself, so it's gonna have to march alone on Inaba. It has better troops, it has more experienced troops. I think they'll do fine, whereas the southern army is untested, freshly recruited, and they're not even a full stack, so they're gonna need the supporting army more than the northern army does. The Koreans actually want a trade agreement. Yeah, sure, let's go ahead and let's trade. For some reason, trade agreements are really overpowered in this mod, or in Fall of the Samurai in general. You get a lot of money from trade agreements. And, I mean, that's obviously a good thing that we have a trade agreement with Korea. Actually, let's just march forward with these armies and this army, and can march forward, declare war, call our allies. They have refused to join our side actually, but their ally has refused to join their side as well. So now we are both ally-less. Now that's an interesting development. So maybe we will actually conquer the island of Kyushu, or we'll make our way towards that island and just conquer remorselessly if our ally has decided to abandon us. Maybe it actually wouldn't be the worst thing to just go forward and conquer. Or let's see how the there's a lot of cavalry. That's a lot of cavalry. Let's quick save. And let's try and siege them out. Let's see how well that goes. And this army can march to the south. Again, our allies have decided not to join our cause. Let's actually do something like this then. Let's make them have the Highland troops. And let's instead recruit the Highland troops back here to give to the supporting army. Once we're done with the city of Bichu. I wonder if the northern trade agreement with the Northern Alliance, those guys aren't the traditional, they're enemies of Prussia, sure. When we played the Prussian campaign, we took them out relatively quickly. And these guys want a peace agreement. That's not happening. Here we go. It's mostly cavalry. I don't feel like fighting it, so let's auto-resolve and peacefully occupy. So Inaba is ours. That was quite interesting. But Inaba is ours, and let's repair the fortress, and then let's go against the city of Bichu. And no one enters, no one leaves. And let's send in the other army. Lots of cavalry these guys are recruiting. You know what, let's also auto-resolve this assault, because I don't feel like fighting an offensive siege battle, and definitely not in Shogun 2. And there we go. So we managed to move towards the very edge of the map. For some reason, actually, let's check the diplomacy. We are still allied to the Secho Alliance, even though they refused the calls to aid us in our conflicts, which is very interesting. But anyway, let's try and trade with France. There we go, satisfactory, very good. And let's also try and trade with, probably not Fukuyama, because they are in the way. Maybe these guys. Okay, another trade agreement successfully completed. There we go. Okay, we're making a little bit more money. Just a tiny bit more money. So maybe we could actually, what we could do is we could squeeze out a supporting army for the north instead. Maybe, so these guys will have the colonial Sutherland Highlanders. So the supporting army down south will have those Highlanders, and then we recruit some more. Let's just make it colonial line infantry, and we make a little bit of a supporting army for the north as well. Doesn't have to be huge. Military alliance, I don't really think so. The Koreans aren't in a position where they would be able to support us in any sort of meaningful way. But okay, our Yonago, okay. You want peace? Let's have peace, even though you just raided my port. I'm pretty sure that was just their doing. Port blockaded by Yonago. Yeah, they raided my port. And then they immediately asked for peace. That was a little bit of a strange play by them. But anyway, it seems that we are making good time when it comes to the conquest of the Japanese Isles. We are just about, actually, if you look at the map, let me just open the map. We have, okay, reports, yes, autumn. We have about not necessarily a quarter, but we are, maybe it is sort of a half of, say maybe a fifth of the Japanese Isles are red here. So we conquer like so. So these areas are left, and then these southern islands are going to be ours. So it should be relatively simple and straightforward and everything like that. But I think that's just good enough for this part. We have a little bit of a supporting army building up in the north. We have sort of a main army and a supporting army down in the south. Actually, let me just, before I forget, let's put these Highlanders into the supporting army in the south. Next up, we'll go for, actually, we need to go for the island, for the city of Mimasaka. I think that's going to be done with the soldiers that just took Bichu. And then we have a main army in the north who is going to shortly go after the clan of Yonago and the city of Hoki. We'll go from Mimasaka for Hoki, then for Bengo, Bengo, and then for Izumo, and we'll sort of zigzag across our way all the way to Nagato, and we'll see whether we betray our untrustworthy allies or not. We'll see how things develop and see whether or not we will betray them. But anyway, Kings, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.